Good evening and thanks for joining us tonight at 10. I'm Brooke Buckner here with meteorologist Simone Thomas, and while we've had a pretty quiet weekend weather-wise, we have some big changes coming our way.
Yeah, as we've been talking about the past couple of days, today marked the start of meteorological spring. Definitely feeling like spring, but with the side everybody loves with spring, there's also a dark side, which is that severe weather. And we have that THV 11 weather impact alert in effect for Tuesday because that's our next chance we're tracking severe weather. The prime time for strong to severe storms is going to be afternoon through evening. All modes of severe weather are going to be possible. So what you need to do right now is make sure you're staying informed, which as you're watching this show, you're already doing that. But make sure you have your severe weather kit ready. You're practicing tornado safety and you know where that safe place is. Having multiple ways to receive warnings will be another great tool as well. But shifting gears kind of to the short term, tomorrow, the half marathon and marathon are taking place for the Little Rock Marathon festivities. As you get ready to start out in the morning in the 30s, so a little bit chilly, but by afternoon, looking to warm up to those 50s, looking to see some upper 50s and lower 60s across the state tomorrow. Clouds increasing through the day. Things will be a bit cloudier as we get to the top of the work week. But more details on the week ahead are coming up in that 11-day outlook.
Thanks, Simone. 4,000 runners from all 50 states and 11 countries are expected to hit the streets tomorrow for the annual Little Rock Marathon. Earlier today, the State House Convention Center turned into a one-stop shop for runners gearing up for the race tomorrow with shoes, running clothes, and Little Rock Marathon apparel. THV 11's Catherine Rowley was at the Convention Center today and caught up with a new run club aimed at bringing fun back to the sport.
From all across the world, runners come to Little Rock to run the streets. But race director Mike Garrity says it's the hospitality, the city, and the people.
As they're running, people just coming out of their house down to the sidewalk cheering them on. We hear over and over about the southern hospitality they find in here at Little Rock.
And with the marathon, the running community comes together. Fun Arkansas Run Team, who is a new club to the state of Arkansas, says they're also trying to bring the fun.
We really want to make it enjoyable and make it fun. That's the whole, it's the first word in our name, and so we want to make it the top priority.
Miller, who is also running in the marathon, has made it a tradition. It also means being able to meet other runners from around the country.
And one thing running it, you see people who are from, literally, I've talked to people from Massachusetts, some people from Utah, from all over the country are coming here and experiencing our city through the marathon.
He's also hoping that Fun Arkansas Run Team will bring inclusivity to the sport.
We had a group run this past week, and we had somebody who was training for their 10th Boston Marathon, and we had someone who was training for their first 5K. So just trying to be more inclusive of all runners in the area.
In Little Rock, Catherine Rowley, THV 11 News.
Thanks, Catherine. Dozens of Ukraine supporters protesting outside the White House earlier today, calling for continued U.S. support for Ukraine after President Trump's Oval Office clash with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky Friday. The demonstrators also condemned Trump's treatment towards Zelensky, saying they were appalled by it, and the confrontation was a, quote, disgrace to the world.
Well, unfortunately, I'm so incredibly impressed with Zelensky. He handled that situation so well in the Oval Office. But what Trump did was a disgrace to the United States, to the world. What he did really deserves a big response from everybody. And that's what I'm here for today, is I just want to be heard, and I want people to pay attention.
Ukrainians now face a daunting new reality following the clash between Zelensky and Trump, which plunged ties between Kyiv and its top military backer to a new low. Many are also gathering in response to Vice President J.D. Vance's comments in the meeting with Zelensky, as well as the job he has done so far in office. But not all of them are looking for change. Some are coming together to support the VP. The attention has also forced Vance and his family to change their vacation plans this weekend.
WCAX was there the moment Air Force Two touched down at the Burlington Airport. Vice President J.D. Vance will ski at Sugarbush Resort this weekend with his wife and 2 kids. He was originally staying at the Pitcher Inn, but following backlash from the community, the VP changed his plans and will stay elsewhere in the Mad River Valley. The visit drawing all kinds of reactions from Vermonters across the political spectrum.
I was giving him the finger. Vermont, welcome.
I didn't vote for Trump, but you know what? You got to respect the office. I was giving the thumbs up for Vance.
Now, there is protest planned from people concerned about a slew of executive orders from the Trump administration and what they say is a dismantling of the Constitution and erosion of LGBTQ and immigrants' rights.
You know, I think after today's performance attacking Zelensky and sucking up to Putin, J.D. Vance should be planning his family ski trips in Sochi, not Sugarbush.
But there are also rallies planned in support of Vance, where some say the VP coming here is a big deal.
This is something great, that we've got somebody bringing attention to Vermont, and we want to support them, be a welcoming community, a welcoming state.
Businesses in the Mad River Valley say they anticipate an increase in foot traffic and are taking a creative approach to the visit.
Anybody who's lost their job through DOGE actions or just lost a paycheck or two from federal funding freezes, we've invited them to come in and we're offering a 15% discount across the board, anything we have in the store. We really want to be here and be supportive of the community.
Others making their opinions heard in a different way.
We're trying to shed, a little lighthearted humor on the situation. And we just hope everybody is welcoming this weekend and, sends the message they want to send in as polite a way as they possibly can.
When it comes to Sugarbush, where Vance and his family are expected to hit the slopes, skiers and riders there say they just hope the visit won't get in the way of their weekend fun.
Absolutely no idea how the lines are going to be impacted, how the crowds are impacted, the travel, everything.
Exciting because I kind of want to see him and I want to see how he skis.
I will stay out of his way.
We don't know what security measures on the mountain will be put in place or if the VP is skiing Mount Ellen or Lincoln.
Oh, how often do you get to see something like this? I loved it. We don't have any vice presidents come to Burlington, Vermont.
Now, Vermont is no stranger to vice presidential visits, though. Mike Pence came here twice during the first Trump administration. And presidential scholars point out all the way back in 1901, then Vice President Teddy Roosevelt was visiting Isle La Motte when President William McKinley was shot, making Roosevelt the next president 8 days later.
Meanwhile, reactions also coming in as the president is expected to sign an executive order designating English as the official language of the United States. The order announced Friday will allow government agencies and organizations that receive federal funding to choose whether to continue to offer documents and services in languages other than English. It rescinds a mandate from former President Bill Clinton that required the government and organizations that received federal funding to provide language assistance to non-English speakers. Some think the move is a waste of time.
I think it's ridiculous. I don't think it's what we should be worrying about right now. We should be focused on the fact that we're spending $10 for a dozen eggs, and he said he was going to bring those prices down. And also, what about human rights issues? That's more important than declaring something the national language.
Currently, there are more than 350 languages spoken in the United States, according to U.S. Census Bureau data. The most widely spoken languages other than English are Spanish, Chinese, Tagalog, Vietnamese, and Arabic. Developing now, doctors in Rome gave an update on Pope Francis's health, who has now been in the hospital for 15 days. CBS's Seth Doan has the latest from the Italian capital.
The Pope is stable tonight. He is alert and aware and has not had another spasm of the airways inside his lungs since that respiratory crisis Friday afternoon. As the faithful gather here for the 6th night in a row to pray for him, the Vatican is not reporting any dramatic changes in his health, noting that Francis has been receiving varying amounts of supplemental oxygen in order to keep his levels balanced. There's also good news that he does not have an elevated white blood cell count, which could be a sign of infection. Earlier today, a Vatican source said the Pope was able to move around, sit in a chair, drink coffee, and read the newspaper. The Vatican is not giving any prognosis, saying things could still go either way in this complex case.
Little Rock police are asking for your help after a homicide late last night. Police say it happened here in the 2100 block of Labette Manor just after 11 p.m. They say one man was found dead inside a car from what looks to be gunshot wounds. If you have any information, you're asked to call Little Rock police. Across the river, police are investigating a late-night hit-and-run in North Little Rock. Shortly before 10 Friday night, officers responded to the intersection of West 15th and Pike Avenue. They say they arrived to find a man dead. We've since learned the man had been driving a go-kart and was hit by a car. The driver apparently took off and has not yet been found. Detectives are working to find whoever hit the man. No word yet on the victim's identity as authorities notify relatives. Anyone with information on the case is urged to call in a tip. And one is dead after a house fire in Pine Bluff this afternoon. Fire crews were called to the 600 block of East 17th, and once they got there, the fire had already burned a majority of the home. During their search, they found a person dead in the living room area. Tonight, they are still investigating to find the cause of the fire.
Well, as we look across the next couple of days, tomorrow going to be another good day, but Monday into Tuesday a little more active with that weather impact alert in effect for Tuesday for severe weather. All of the details on the week ahead are coming up right after the break.
Local organizations coming together in the Jacksonville community tonight, all for a little softball fun. Coming up, we'll tell you the cause they're supporting and how you can help. And as our weather team tracks the threat of severe weather this week, we want to remind you to download our app, THB 11 Plus, for free on your TV right now to keep up with all the latest news and weather. Simone will be streaming the latest on the severe weather tomorrow afternoon at 2, so make sure to join her over on THB 11 Plus. We're back in 2.5 minutes.